Learning to play the B minor scale hands together can be a little scary at first. But it doesn't have to be that way. In this video, I'm going to show you some very simple fingering tricks that you can use that'll get you playing B minor scale hands together comfortably in no time. So let's get started. We'll start with B natural minor, which only uses C sharp and F sharp. And we'll start with one octave. Now, what makes this scale actually quite simple is if you think about fingering groups. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with finger 4 in the left hand on B and finger 1 in the right hand. And then what we're going to do is for the next two notes, C sharp and D, we're going to use these two fingers in both hands, finger 2 and 3. And that's going to lead us to the thumb in both hands on E. So this is our sort of first landmark that we want to get to. I'll show you that again. And feel free to pause this video at any point as you follow along. So start with 4 in the left hand, 1 in the right hand, 2s and 3s, leading to the thumbs. Now for the next three keys, which is F sharp, G, and A, we're going to use these fingers, fingers 2, 3, and 4. And then we only have one finger to go, which is our last finger. And then we just follow that back, 2s, 3s, and 4s, leading us to the thumb in both hands, 2s and 3s, one more finger, and we're done. So again, by grouping the fingerings as finger groups between the fingers, thinking about where these line up, where these line up, and where these line up, this scale becomes actually quite easy. Now let's say we want to do 2 octaves. What we're going to do is, again, we're going to think about where the thumbs line up, and that's going to be on E, B, and E. And except for the very first note and the very last note, that's not really included in this, we're always either going to use these fingers together, 2s and 3s, these fingers together, 2s, 3s, and 4s, and then the thumbs together. So we're going to use these finger groups as sort of like bridges to get to the thumb landmarks. So let's go through 2 octaves. So again, we're going to start with 4 in the left hand, 1 in the right hand, 2s and 3s to get us to that thumb landmark E, 2s, 3s, and 4s to get us to the next thumb landmark, 2s and 3s to get us to the next thumb landmark on the E's, and then these fingers to get us to the end. Then we're going to follow that backwards, 2s, 3s, and 4s to the thumbs, 2s and 3s to get us to the thumbs again, 2s, 3s, and 4s to get us to the thumbs here, 2s and 3s, and one more finger to get us to the end. I'm going to go through that one more time without stopping as much. So I do my first fingering, 2s and 3s, leading to the thumbs, 2s, 3s, and 4s, thumbs, 2s and 3s, thumbs, 2s, 3s, and 4s. Last note, coming back, 2s, 3s, and 4s, thumbs, 2s and 3s, thumbs, 2s, 3s, and 4s, thumbs, 2s and 3s, and the end. One little practice trick you can use if this is a little tricky to understand at first is you can play the first note and then play the finger groups as clusters. So you can do 2s and 3s together, thumbs, 2s, 3s, and 4s, thumbs, 2s and 3s, thumbs, 2s, 3s, and 4s, and then the last note. As with most scales, the more you can sort of group your fingerings like this, the easier it's going to be to remember and understand. Now, if you want to do B harmonic minor, it's going to be exactly the same thing you just did. We're just going to raise that 7th note by a half step. So instead of A, we're going to play A sharp. Same finger groups, 2s and 3s, thumbs, 2s, 3s, and 4s, 2s and 3s, thumbs, 2s, 3s, and 4s. Last note, 2s, 3s, and 4s, thumbs, 2s and 3s, thumbs, 2s, 3s, and 4s, thumbs, 2s and 3s, and the end. And then melodic is actually a little easier than harmonic in my opinion because you'll actually use all 3 of these black keys. Since you're raising the 6th and 7th, G and A, up to G sharp and A sharp on the way up. And then of course you'll lower those on the way down. So that'll look like this. And that, my friends, is how you play B minor scale hands together. Once again, as with most scales, the more you can group the fingerings together, the less you'll have to think about and the easier the scale will be. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that subscribe button for more videos like this, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.